अस्सलाम वालेकुम डियर स्टूडेंट्स। आज जो हमारा टॉपिक है वो टिश्यू है। तो टिश्यू ऑलरेडी पढ़ा चुके हैं, इसका सेकंड पार्ट पढ़ेंगे टाइप्स ऑफ टिश्यूज के बारे में। ठीक है, तो मैं ऑलरेडी आपको बता चुका हूं कि स्टडी ऑफ टिश्यू, इट्स स्टडी ऑफ टिश्यू इज कॉल्ड हिस्टोलॉजी। ओके, स्टडी ऑफ टिश्यू इज कॉल्ड हिस्टोलॉजी, इट्स कॉल्ड हिस्टोलॉजी। नाउ लिसन हियर, जो आज मैं स्टार्ट करने जा रहा हूं वो है टाइप्स ऑफ टिश्यूज का। बता चुका हूं ऑलरेडी व्हाट्स अ टिश्यू एंड व्हाट्स द फंक्शन ऑफ टिश्यूज in the body. It like that the tissue help in the elimination of nitrogenous wastes. It help in the transport of materials like as a blood. It help in the elimination of nitrogenous wastes and many other, like it help in the response to stimuli. ये भी बता चुका हूँ पिछले लेक्चर्स में। जो आज के लेक्चर्स मेरे हैं वो टाइप्स ऑफ टिश्यूज के बारे में। जैसे हम पढ़ रहे हैं अबाउट द टाइप ऑफ टिश्यू, वी कैन फर्स्ट क्लासिफाई द टिश्यू. We can classify the type of tissue. Like there is a tissue which is called as first is epithelial tissue. Pen down first, it is epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissue. Okay, one is to be called as epithelial tissue. Second one, it is called muscular tissue. So epithelial tissue, first one. Second one is called muscular tissue. Third one, connective tissue. Connective tissue. And fourth one, it's to be called as nervous tissue. Nervous tissue. So this is the आउटलाइन ऑफ द टिश्यूज। ये टिश्यूज की आउटलाइन है। तो मैं 4 टिश्यूज आपको बता चुका हूं कि स्टडी ऑफ टिश्यू इज टू बी कॉल्ड एज हिस्टोलॉजी। ओके, तो हम इसकी क्लासिफिकेशन करते हैं। फर्स्ट मैंने बताया आउटलाइन, वी जस्ट फर्स्ट इज टू बी कॉल्ड एज एपिथेलियल टिश्यू एंड सेकंड वन इज टू बी कॉल्ड एज अ मस्कुलर टिश्यू एंड थर्ड वन इज द कनेक्टिव टिश्यू एंड फोर्थ वन इज द नर्वस टिश्यू। ओके, नाउ लिसन हियर, वी विल स्टडी द फर्स्ट। हम जो स्टडी करेंगे पहला हम टिश्यू पढ़ेंगे, दैट्स अबाउट द एपिथेलियल टिश्यू। एपिथेलियल टिश्यू, जब हम बात करते हैं एपिथेलियल टिश्यू की, it is the simplest kind of tissue. So you can say that it is the simplest kind of tissue. It is simplest kind of tissue. Okay, it's the simplest kind of tissue, and this tissue acts as the coverings. It's the simplest. When we just call it's the simplest kind of tissue, and I'm also telling you that this occurs as the protective covering. It occurs as the protective covering, gives protection. It occurs as the protective covering. Okay, simplest kind of tissue acts as the protective. It's a protective, acts as a protective covering. Now third point about this epithelial tissue, तीसरा पॉइंट जो मैं epithelial tissue के बारे में बता रहा हूं, that this tissue may be consists of one or more than one layer of cells. तो एक या एक से ज्यादा layer of cells का बना है, मतलब it actually forms the sheets, and these sheets may contain one or more than one layer of cells. I'm just telling you this. Actually, this tissue occurs in the form of sheets, cohesive sheets. It occurs in the form of cohesive sheets, and these sheets are made up of one or more than one layer of cells. One or more than one layer of cells. So I'm just telling you that it's simplest in, okay, it's the simplest kind of tissue. It occurs as a protective covering. Okay, protective covering means that it occurs as a protective covering. Second one, I'm just telling you that this forms the cohesive sheets, and these cohesive sheets may contain one or more than one layer of cells. More or more than one layer of cells. Now coming to the next about it, जब मैं बता रहा हूँ it's a protective in covering, so where you will find it? अगर मैं आपको ये बता रहा हूं कि इट्स अ प्रोटेक्टिव इन कवरिंग, इट कवर्स द एक्सटर्नल सरफेस, सो आई एम जस्ट टेलिंग यू दैट वेयर you will find you will find it on the external surface, like is you will find it on your skin, so it will cover your external surfaces. Okay, it will cover your external surface like as the skin. It will mix the lining of, it will mix the lining of cavities, and just called it internal organs, lining of internal organs. It will make the linings of internal organs. फिर से मैं बता रहा हूं, ये टिश्यू ये आपको कहां पे मिलेगा? पहला मैं बता रहा हूं कि ये आप टिश्यू ऑकरेंस तो प्रोटेक्टिव कवरिंग है, ठीक है, तो मैं आपको ये बता रहा हूं कहां पे, वेयर यू विल जस्ट फाइंड, मैंने कहा ये यू विल फाइंड इट विल कवर ऑन द एक्सटर्नल सरफेस ऑफ, ये एक्सटर्नल सरफेस जैसे स्किन आपकी है, स्किन के ऊपर जो लगा है इट्स एपिथेलियल टिश्यू, एंड दिस एपिथेलियल टिश्यू इज कॉल्ड स्ट्रेटिफाइड एपिथेलियल टिश्यू. गॉट इट? It will also form the internal organs. जैसे मैंने internal organs की बात की, मैं आपको कहूँ internal organs like that you will find it in a kidney tubules. Okay, not only kidney tubules, it will mix the lining of your mouth, मुंह के अंदर की जो lining है, it will make the lining of your mouth, lining of mouth. Okay, not only this lining of mouth, but it will make the lining of alimentary canal. It will make the lining of alimentary canal. Lining of alimentary canal. Lining of alimentary canal. So lining of mouth, ठीक है, lining of skin आप कहां पे, occurrence कहां पे देखोगे इस टिश्यूज की? तो epithelial tissue simple form of tissue है, तो आपकी simple form of tissue को कहां पे आपको, where you are just going to find this tissue? First is that I'm going to tell you that this tissue is going to cover the external surface of the skin like this. You will find all over the body. Second one, internal organs like kidneys में आपको ये मिलेगा, ठीक है, inside the kidneys there it help in the elimination of nitrogenous wastes, it forms the kidney tubules. Third one, it's also help in the lining of elementary canal. तो elementary canal में lining में यहाँ आपके elementary canal lining जैसे आपकी esophagus है, जैसे आपका stomach है, जैसे आपके small intestines है, वहाँ पे it will help you over there. जहाँ पे इसकी functions की बात करते हैं, तो मैंने कहा different, you will find it on the different parts of your body. You can find it as functions over there. Let me explain the functions. जहाँ पे lining of skin की बात करते हैं, it protects the skin from drying. Not only the drying, but it protects the skin from the mechanical injuries. This is the you'll find over here lining of skin over here. This is epithelial tissue, but this is the type of epithelial tissue that's called stratified epithelial tissue, and this stratified epithelial tissue protects your skin from the drying. First, it protects your skin from the drying. ये आपकी skin को drying से बचाएगा. दूसरी function इसकी ये है कि it does not allow entry of pathogens inside your body through your skin. तो ये आपको दूसरी बात है, आपके जो pathogens है वो enter नहीं करेंगे इससे. So it protects the entry of microorganisms that you just called as a pathogens. Okay, and it also is protecting your skin from the mechanical injuries. तो तीन तरह की functions मैं बता रहा हूँ skin के ऊपर. First function is there. जब बात करते हैं first function की, let me explain the first function of this epithelial tissue in your body. First function of this epithelial tissue is that it protects body from mechanical injuries. Okay, it protects body from mechanical injuries. Second function, not only the mechanical injuries, but it also protects the skin, protects the underlying tissues from the mechanical injury. ये आपके underlying tissues, skin के अंदर stratified epithelial tissue के अंदर की जो underlying tissues है उनको protect करेंगे. जैसे मैं आपको, it protects the body from the mechanical injuries, but which parts of the body? I'm just telling you that it is the underlying tissues, underlying जो इस epithelial tissues के अंदर इसके downwards है. Okay, so इसके this is the epithelial stems, this is the striated epithelial tissue, और इस stratified epithelial tissues के underlying जो भी tissues है उनको protect करेगा from mechanical injury से. Second one, it prevents entry of pathogens. So this epithelial tissue does not allow the pathogens to enter in your body through it. Third one, it protects the drying of tissues. It protects the drying of tissues. Drying of tissues. Not only this, तो ये मैंने स्किन की बात, सिर्फ यहाँ पे मैंने बात की स्ट्रेटिफाइड एपिथेलियल टिश्यू की बात की. तो यहाँ पे फंक्शन, 3 फंक्शन. फर्स्ट ये स्ट्रेटिफाइड एपिथेलियल टिश्यू जो अंडरलाइन टिश्यूज को प्रोटेक्ट करेगा. सेकंड वन, ये आपके पैथोजेंस को इंटर नहीं होने देगा इससे. थर्ड वन, इट प्रोटेक्ट्स द ड्राइंग, ये आपकी इंटरलाइन जो टिश्यूज होंगे, अंडरलाइन जो टिश्यूज, उनको ड्राई भी नहीं होने देगा. इट डज नॉट अलो द डिहाइड्रेशन रादर. Third one, we can say that function is not only this, but in the kidneys, this tissue help in the elimination of nitrogenous wastes. You can also have the functions of this epithelial tissue. So it in the kidneys, this tissue help in the removal of nitrogenous wastes. So it helps rather in the removal of nitrogenous wastes. The wastes that are formed during the metabolic activities of the cell. The wastes that are formed during the oxidation and the utilization of food within the body, they are to be called as we have just the urea over there, uric acid and ammonia that are being formed. Urea is being formed, the prominent that's a urea is being formed. So this is being eliminated. Its elimination is done by its elimination that's being helped by this tissue that's to be called as epithelial tissue. Not only this, but this epithelial tissue also help in the absorption of water and many other minerals in the intestines. So this epithelial tissue also, I'm going to pen down over here, इसकी एक और function, ये मदद करता है, absorb करता है intestines में. It help in absorption of water and minerals. In the intestines. So it help in the absorption of water and minerals in the intestines. तो intestines में ये टिश्यू आपको मदद करेगा वाटर और मिनरल्स को एब्जॉर्ब करने में. ओके नाउ, लेकिन जहां पे मैंने ये बात किया, ये जो टिश्यू है दैट्स एपिथेलियल टिश्यू, it is not transversed by the blood vessels. ये पॉइंट आप याद रखो. It lies on the basement membrane. ये टिश्यू जो होते हैं, जैसे यहाँ पे बात करते हैं, ये this is stratified epithelial tissue, and this stratified epithelial tissue lies on the basement membrane. So this is not transversed by the blood vessels. तो इसमें blood vessels आपको नहीं मिलेगा, लेकिन जो अंदर ये न्यूट्रिशन या ब्लड हासिल करता है ना, it's being done by that of the basement membrane. So this epithelial tissue, it's not, so यहाँ पे it's not transversed by blood vessels. ये थी a bit demonstration about the epithelial tissue. अब epithelial tissue को अलग से types है, जैसे इनके अलग अलग epithelial tissue है ना, ये this epithelial tissue, it is just फिर से मैं बता रहा हूँ, simple epithelial tissue, simple kind of tissue may be made up of more than one layer of cells. And एक और बात जो मैं ऐड करने जा रहा हूँ, here the cells are closely packed. Here the cells are closely packed like this. You'll find in epithelial tissue like cells are closely packed. Here, the cells are closely packed. Okay, cells are closely packed by intercellular junctions. Here, cells are closely packed and tightly held together by intercellular junctions. Intercellular junctions. एक और पॉइंट ऐड करो इसमें से. Simplest kind of tissue. Here, this simple kind of tissues, the cells are closely packed together. The cells are held together. The cells are closely packed and are held together by intercellular. The cells are closely packed together and held together by intercellular junctions. Intercellular junctions. Got it? So this was just an introduction to this tissue. Later on in the coming lecture, I will demonstrate every kind of this, every type of it in the detail. Like there is stratified squamous epithelial tissue, cuboidal epithelial tissue, ciliated epithelial tissue. So we will discuss these tissues in detail in coming lectures. So this is enough for today. Best of luck.